based in Bala?
That's
I
right.
know this, I'm asking it for your benefit.
Yeah, no, we're based in Bala. We've been there for 7 years, and with my wife had the pleasure of running the Welsh Presbyterian Church's Christian Children and Youth Centre, a place called Coleg Bala.
How did you arrive in Bala? How did God call you there?
Okay, well, I'd been in London for 10 years. I was there in college and then working there, and then God called us back to Wales to support my brother, who was a minister of churches on the Llyn Peninsula. So we felt that we wanted to come and help and support in the work there. And then we'd been there for 8 years and seen some blessing, especially in the last couple of years there. But then Bryn Williams, who was at the Coleg at the time, he knew who was leaving, just rang one night. It was not on our agenda, and said he'd been praying and he'd asked the Lord, who was going to take over the work, and our names had come to mind. And it was just sort of a bolt from nowhere, but then God opened the door, and we ended up in Bala, which was great.
What happened after you arrived in Bala then?
Okay, well, there's two kind of works that happen in the Coleg. We have, I suppose you'd call it a national work. We have sort of weekends where kids from all over Wales come, young people come, of all ages up to young adults come in. A lot of them are not Christians, so we get a chance to share the gospel with them. The ones who come in who are Christians, we hope to build them up, especially because a lot of them come from areas where there isn't great encouragement for them for a week-to-week basis, and we've had a real blessing in doing that. But since we've been there as well, just a real calling and a sense to wanting to model and reach out locally as well into the community. And so that work's been started. But at the time when we arrived, there was no, Welsh-speaking church. There's a English-speaking evangelical church, which is lovely, some great people there. But there was nothing. We were going in and in the chapel there from week to week. And if I was honest, what happened was it was my children really that were kind of drying up. They were really suffering in the chapel. They weren't connecting with what was going on there. And so we made the decision, because it had been happening in the past, to start meeting on a Sunday night as just a small group to start off with.
Okay, can you talk us through how that progressed then?
Okay, so we just started meeting. There was a few of the staff who were working there, and just one or two others. And often there was maybe less than 10 of us, and we would just have a chance to worship together. That we'd make a point. There was some teaching in there for the kids, and then we would just open the Bible together. It would be sort of, because a small group, just on an interactive Bible study basis, and then. That went on for a while, and it was actually quite hard work, because we'd have weekend work and stuff in the Coleg anyway, and you think, Sunday night, we're going to have to do it. And we were just about to give up on that. We're thinking, well, is there any point in carrying on doing this? When a family started coming who weren't Christians, the family we knew, but they came to a barbecue, funnily enough, not an evangelistic one. But we asked, have you thought about coming on Sunday night? And they started coming, and especially the husband came to faith, and the kids started coming along, and then just the Lord was gracious. People that we knew and had connections with, who weren't church people, started coming along on Sunday night. And then, because there was youth work happening, what was exciting was to seeing some of the young people coming. Again, not from church background, not from the estates just below the Coleg. And what's really exciting for us was that a lot of them not from easy backgrounds as well. I was looking this Sunday, and over half our teenagers were there this Sunday were in care. And just to see, wow, what an opportunity we have to the door. And I was just, what God had opened. And God bringing people into Bala to support us in the work as well. People feeling called to come, even to move to Bala, to come and help support the work. So God's just been really gracious in that.
Okay, and just quickly then, I'll skip the rest of the questions. Your hopes for what's going to happen next?
Well, because it's a slightly unusual setting in the sense that, you know, we're a children youth centre for the church, and so we weren't looking to church plant to start off with, and it's seeing then how that interacts, what's worked out is that people have been coming to us on Sunday night, then on Sunday mornings, a lot of them are in chapels and in their services, and they're giving and supporting the work in there. And, you know, we're excited because there's a minister who's come to Bala, a minister, not the minister. My brother's has come to Bala to work, so we're really excited to see how that develops. One, how we can reach out, because as a Welsh-speaking service, we're very informal. We're different to most of what's happening in Wales, but how we can sort of reach out to those who don't feel necessarily comfortable in a chapel setting, but also then how we can encourage and support and send out people who come to reach out in their little villages, in the communities where they are.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Owain.
Fantastic, thank you. I want to...